Hello students, in this video we are going to learn how we can modify and delete the records from a binary file. Let us implement the concept of modification with the help of an example. The task to be done over here is that there is a binary file data.dat containing records of the student in the form of a dictionary with keys, name and marks. We have to increase marks of the student whose name is James Bond by 5 and we have to update the file. As we know that we cannot do the modification directly in the file. To do the modification and deletion, we have to copy the data from one file to another file, and after that we remove the original file and we rename the copied file. Now let's begin with this. Def let us say the name of the function is modify data. We are importing the pickle module. Import pickle, and after that we have to import one more module which is required to remove and rename the file. The module is OS, so I am importing import OS module. Now we have to open two files. One file is for reading, from where we have to read the record, and another file is for writing, in which we have to copy the record. So I am writing try file 1, file 2. We are opening two files. Open the name of the file from where I have to read, data.dat. It is read binary. Another file open. Let us say name is temp.dat. It is for write binary. While true, we have to load the data from file 1. So I am taking a dictionary over here, let us say D, in which pickle dot load file 1. So from file 1 we have loaded the data. Now we have to check whether the name of the person which is loaded in the dictionary D is James Bond or not. For that I am writing if D of name is equal to James Bond. So whenever this condition is true, now we have to increase marks of the James Bond by 5. So I am writing D of marks plus equal to 5. In this way we have increased the marks of the student who is having name James Bond. Now I have to write the updated dictionary into file 2. So I am writing pickle.dump what this dictionary where in file 2. So whenever the name James Bond will come, it will increase the marks of the person by 5 and it will dump the updated record in file 2. Else means when the record loaded in the D and it is not having the name James Bond, then we are writing that record as it is which have recorded in this D. So I am writing pickle.dump what? The ready dictionary, this one, in file 2. So in this way all the records will be present in file 2. If the name of the record is James Bond, then it will be there with increase the marks by 5, and the name of the object is not James Bond, then that will be there in the same format as it is there. Now end of the file appear, we have to accept the cache exception. So in this indent, in the indent of try, except accept EOF error. Before rename and removing the file, we have to close it. So file1 dot close, file2 dot close. Now file are closed. Now we have to remove and rename the file. So os dot remove. First we need to remove the file. What file we are removing? We are removing data.dat. Remove data.dat, and after that rename os dot rename which temp dot dat with what? With the name data.dat, bracket close. Now in this way you can modify the content of the file. So to modify the content of the file, you need to copy the data from one file to another file. After that, close both the file and remove the original one, that is data.dat, and rename another file with the same name data.dat. Now let us implement this concept in the deletion. Now we are doing the concept of deletion. In this question, the task to be implemented is that we have to delete the record of that student whose name is James Bond. So how this can be done? Def delete data. Again remember that you cannot directly delete the data from any file. To delete the record from the file, first we have to copy the record by leaving that record which is required to be deleted, and after that we will remove the original file and we will rename another file in which the records are present, excluding the record which is required to be deleted. So how this can be done? We have to import pickle module, we have to import OS module, try, we have to open two files, let us say file 1, file 2. This file we are opening for reading purpose. Open what file? Data.dat. It is for read binary. Open another file, let us say temp.dat. It is for write binary. We are reading the record while true we have to load the dictionary from file 1. That's why pickle dot load file 1. The dictionary will be loaded in D. Now we need to check whether the name of the person is James Bond or not. So if D of name, this is the key, we have to copy those records which are not having names James Bond. That's why I am writing not equal to James Bond. If the name of the loaded dictionary is not equal to James Bond, then we will dump this file in file 2. We will dump this record in the file 2. So how we will do this? Pickle dot dump what? This dictionary. Where? In file 2. Now in this way file 2 will contain all those records in which the name James Bond is not there. After that we have to catch the exception. So except except EOF error. First we need to close the file. File 1 dot close, file 2 dot close. Now we have to remove the file. OS dot remove what? Data.dat. Now we have to rename. OS dot rename which file? temp.dat with data.dat. Now this is done. Shift the indenting here. I have forget to use OS initially, that's why it is here. All the statement will be in this indent, means that is in the except clause. Now in this question, if you want to deal that file not found error, then you can write this also. except except file not found error. We are writing the message over here. Let us say print file is not present. So this is the perfect answer with all the exception, all the clauses. Now you can try some of the question by yourself. Thank you.